A beautiful evening it is right here in the city of Lagos. Today is the last Sunday in the year 2025. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's the last Sunday of the year 2025. Quite an impressive one, to be honest with you. Congratulations to all of us for witnessing this beautiful day, for being alive up till now. It's been quite a tumultuous year. 2025 had its own challenges, major challenges, and some persons who started this year with us are not here right now. But glory to God Almighty for safe health, for good life, for some of us who actually have something to look forward to while we prepare for the tax implementation full on from the 1st of January 2026. And by 2026, politics begins full on in excess. Already some political parties have already settled themselves down, and why other opposition political parties are waiting up until 2026. One of such persons is Mr. Peter Obi, whom we heard will be joining the ADC on the 31st of December 2025, literally crossing over to the new year. We heard preparations have already been made, and one of the, well, anyway, these were disclosed by sources. Now, we don't know what this portends. Is he going to be a VP, or are they trying to do an open ticket where the primaries will basically be everyone involved? Whoever emerges to be the party ticket bearer, presidential ticket bearer, then everybody supports the move. We don't know what the semantics is or what the plan on ground is, but politics is already full on. Yes, and Wike is as well saying that Tinubu, I helped you. Now me, Rivers, I did all I can. All the Rivers State House of Assembly members, the current governor of Rivers State, my work, it is me. All of you that are standing on Tinubu's mandate, you didn't stand on the mandate earlier, you're standing now, it's my work. Others have said Wike is sending a subtle threat to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. How true that is, we don't know. We heard that since Fubara was made the political leader in terms of the fact that he's the governor of the state there, he's rest assured he's under the umbrella of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He's also in the All Progressives Congress. So everything is already settled. Possibly Wike may not be needed, but the president knows how to count his cards well, and he understands that he cannot put aside Wike, because Wike can come out with a vengeance. You know how he is. He knows how to chew a tooth for a very long time. Atiku Abubakar can testify to that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Political Spotlight. I would implore you to join us right about now on YouTube. Now, there are more U.S. bombings expected across volatile regions in the country, and there have been different political inclinations about it. Some persons have said that the bomb or the missiles that were sent did not literally hit any target, but there are talks that they were indeed targets hit, major targets were hit. And also the political season is on too in the U.S. U.S. President Donald Trump is going through his own personal challenges with the MAGA, and he's trying to resuscitate the trust of his party members. There are talks that because of his partnership with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for the inhumane treatment on persons in Palestine, that he's trying to work on his foreign policies, and his foreign policies, especially for Nigeria, is looking at a situation where immigration will be reduced subsequently. No more, there's a sense of no more certain persons from certain regions and certain religions having easy access to the US. Limitations are being cut across. You don't really have that easy access to the United States of America, the trade courts, and obviously he's holding on to the Christian template. That was basically one of the reasons why he was elected. You have the white supremacists who are saying this time around we will take our country back, we will take an identification back, and they believe that Trump will be the person to deliver that. But hey, like I said, it's not just easy breezy as a couple of persons expect. I want us to take a listen to Adamu Garba giving us his perception as to why he considers the United States immediate support. He says that they have their own interest. 1, 2, in as much as this is what Nigeria needs, but Trump is trying to curry favor from some certain international counterparts, including members in the US. He feels that there's a lot of attack on his person for his alignment with Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. However, the conversation about the bombings that took place on the 25th of December 2025 still wrangles, and more airplanes, more US jet air forces are seen hovering around those hotbeds. Kwara, Sokoto, Plateau, Taraba, Kebbi, they're still continuing with their mappings. We've also heard that these terrorists are beginning to move in small groups, try to see how they can get out of the country to neighboring countries, neighboring Sahelian countries. They're afraid of aerial attacks, so they're coming out gently in tiny groups. These were information released by villagers who have witnessed them coming out, in different groups. They're also trying to hide in caves where they will not be seen. They're transporting themselves using leaves, so then any area monitoring via any drone would not notice their movement. So it's a very uncomfortable time for them. Sheikh Gunmi too is being called out by certain persons, both internationally and in Nigeria here, for his emphasis or empathy towards these guys. But let's take a listen to Adamu Garuba speaking on U.S. strikes in Nigeria and what it symbolizes for Trump's politics, but also the positives for Nigeria.
Target in Sokoto State was largely symbolic to the United States. Because the US president is struggling very hard to recover his Christian evangelical voters back home, because they manipulated the decision of the evangelical voters to support Netanyahu's genocide against people in Gaza. And eventually, the evangelicals became so angry that they were not known, that they were deceived into supporting an open genocide against innocent children. And that is why they are technically somehow withdrawing silently their support for the MAGA movement. So the only way the MAGA movement can show its support for the Christian crusade globally is to target places where they can now name a Christian operations.
Okay, so you're hearing Adamu Garba give you complete details of what precisely it means and where precisely the missiles, how they're targeting and how it's going to positively affect Nigeria, and at the same time buttress, or will I say inflate, the ego of Trump to carry favor from his people. There's a lot to consider, but anyways, we're going to look at a rundown of political events that took place this year. Events that shook Nigeria's polity, that morphed and weaved our fabric in the political space. And we know that the president's administration has always remained in the spotlight. In fact, ever since he was inaugurated, his administration has been on the spotlight, from security to economy to social welfare, education, everything about his policies, and those that have started off, that have not kicked off, promises made during the campaign, and what Nigerians are seeing now. And obviously, the politics of massive defections from other political parties into the All Progressives Congress. A couple of persons said they did not see that coming. The unresolvable conflicts within these political parties, making the All Progressives Congress the leading political parties across all the states and across all the zones. You have 26 or 24 APC states and very few opposition political parties existing. So obviously they would say that the president has weaved his magic wand with his supposed political sagacity. But let's take a look at some of the events that carried, or rather created, a landmark scenario, creating buzz in the polity. One of them is a nationwide labor agitation for minimum wage, if you recall, when labor said they were going to go on strike. Another interesting thing is opposition repositioning ahead of 2027. The crisis in the Labour Party, the People's Democratic Party, other opposition political parties that were dormant, resuscitated. I'm talking about the ADC and the SDP. These were parties that were in existence, but they became resuscitated because members were defecting. Talk about political figures and their reactions to issues in the polity. Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, El-Rufai leaving the All Progressives Congress, becoming a major opponent. Obviously, former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, joining the ADC. Most political structures structures of the PDP in some northern regions decentralizing and joining the ADC. The obedient movement also seeming acts like they were not in tandem like they were possibly in 2023, and obviously the silence of the formidable third force that appeared in 2023. Are they going to reverberate like they did? Will they reverberate and become a major stronghold if they indeed join with the ADC? These are the issues and these are the situations that unfolded in the year 2025 in the political space. We saw the defection of Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Ena, Peter Mba of Enugu State, similar Fubara of APC, after the state of emergency was declared for 6 months, dissolving the State House of Assembly, and obviously the governor going out of the political scene completely. Etta Ibas becoming the sole administrator of the state, and before Fubara rejoined agreements that he had with the president as well as the APC, and he is now full-centered APC. We'll see if that will generate the result for Rivers in 2027. Now, we saw the relaunch of the African Democratic Congress. I already mentioned that earlier. Now, we saw a sporadic rise in insecurity across all the regions. Nowhere was excluded. Major states that got really affected: Benue, even if it's a consistent pattern there, Kebbi, Kwara. These were states that were literally not hotbeds of insecurity, but we saw a fatal attack consistently in the states. And obviously we heard when Trump decided to come in and see how he can resolve the situation, which obviously created a polarization in the polity. Some persons said it was an invasion. Some other persons welcomed Trump's idea or Trump's swift measure to tackle insecurity. And some says insecurity has no particular face. It's affecting both Christians and Muslims. Well, as we can see, activation commenced and we're hearing about another rebel toll. More mappings are taking place, and obviously we want to see how Trump intends to pull out. Gunmi is also in the news. He has shown empathy towards these individuals, saying that the best approach is to continue to negotiate with them and not to rile them up, see how they could be reintegrated into the society, give them more grazing routes. But a lot of Nigerians say, no, we will not allow this anymore. All our security apparatus has been infiltrated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be indeed an interesting 2026 in the political space. I actually have right here with me in the studio Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, Mr. Tony Mbata. Gentlemen, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Esther.
Good evening, gentle girl.
Good evening. Memorably, today is my 18th years of wedding.
I'm coming there, Mr. Tony Mbata. Let's not rush that. We'll definitely talk about that. We're in the heat of the conversation, so we'll definitely mention it. But anyway, congratulations on your anniversary. Congratulations. I wish you good luck, good health. You and your wife don't resemble.
Yes, no.
When I don't become twins.
Yes, marriage is like
when
that.
I saw that, I was like, what?
Yeah, some people thought it's my sister.
The genotype don't intertwine.
No, right from time, we have some resemblance.
Right from time?
Right from the university.
So you intertwined?
Yes.
Pastor Tony Mbata. From that time?
Yes.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you, my dear.
All right, so let's see the situation. Wike gave a sort of, we heard that the APC supposedly gave the mantle of the APC leadership in Rivers to Fubara.
Yeah.
Wike is trying to put, his members together, and we saw him at an event. A couple of persons said it's a subtle threat at the president. Do you think it's a subtle threat, or he's trying to tell the president that you need me? Regardless of whoever it is that has joined you now, I still remain your major soldier.
It's the two. But for me, Wike is not intelligent enough to give such a subtle threat to Mr. President. Because if Wike is an intelligent politician, he wouldn't have said anything.
Really?
Yes. He don't.
He's asserting himself because conversations are on. There is a possibility.
Open your mouth and talk.
Yeah.
People will get to know what you have in mind. The Bible says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. So Wike have shown that he's not an intelligent politician. Don't bother yourself, because some of them was opportuned to see themselves being a governor or local government chairman out of the nasty antecedent by carrying ballot box, carrying gun and all the rest of them. Then opportunity calls, they become governor or whatever. They are not intelligent. They are not smart, because every smart guy will not. And Wike knows that he is going off from the radar. Is no longer needed because the person that has what it takes, that the leader of any political party in a state is the governor. You can't take it away from him. And Wike said it when Wike was handing over. Say, you don't know this small boy, that every power is now bestowed on him. He said it. So, for me, if Wike is an intelligent chess player, he wouldn't have said that. Because the person you are telling this knows that you're a betrayer. He knows here. That's why he used you at that particular time. He needed you. It's Machiavellian politics. They need you. When you finish your work, we'll give you what you want. If you don't want to, keep quiet. They silence you. Either this or that. You may not understand what I mean. They give you where you're supposed to belong. So Wike is not an intelligent politician. And this is to tell you that Wike has lost all his grip. So
are you sure?
Yes, the only thing for you to back. For him to back so that.
Okay, what would you think he has lost his grip? Remember that the FCT needs to be delivered. The president will need to blow him breeze, like continue to blow him breeze, let him feel good. Because FCT needs to be delivered. You know what happened in 2023? I know. You don't know that Mr. President have other people more capable than Wike. Really?
Yes.
Please, who are these persons?
See, 2026 is going to open a lot. And Wike has seen the danger. If I were Wike, I wouldn't make noise. Do what you want to do silently. Not to tell you that you're intelligent. You're a chess player. But, luck can shine at anybody. So Wike should watch out and see.
Well, Mr. Lawaya Kundara, do you think that the President Tinubu that you know, that is, a couple of persons say he's cunningly smart, the kind of politics he runs is street thug politics. Do you think at this very sensitive time that he will rile up Wike or make Wike doubt anything about the allegiance that they have at this very sensitive time? Do you think so?
See, one thing is this: when they call somebody, a mathematician, a strategist, that means he has calculations of how to get what he wants. A strategist can be said to be a selfish person. Now, one thing is that he knows how to get what he wants. So anything around him that is using at that moment is a tool to get what he wants. So if that tool is, at a point, there's a better tool at that moment, you drop that tool and pick another one. What
better tool do you think can be used?
It's gradually coming up now.
Who have you heard?
No, I'm not going to say anything.
No, that's why we're here now. We're having this political calculations.
We're also here to enjoy New Year coming up, Christmas. Anyway, what I'm just trying to say is that I don't want to mention names because
there are potential
do you remember what happened to Ambode in Lagos State?
Yes.
People saw that coming, but he kept it quiet as if everything was fine, and then he did it to the last minute. He knows that Ambode, it will be difficult for Ambode to galvanize anything else. To galvanize outside that hold. It was too late for him.
Mr. He didn't understand what he meant.
No, what I'm trying to say. Okay, kindly explain.
What he's saying is that see, Mr. President may not drop to Wike now at the point that Wike cannot, be able to get his people, get his act together. They will drop him. It is too late for him.
Because you're saying that for now he's very effective.
Yes, they will be
until 2027 has been delivered.
Wike is in the middle now.
Wike is not happening.
He's not in PDP because the PDP people now see him as their problem. So he can't really get anything from that PDP in future. APC now,
they don't believe in him.
Yes, they know that it's just being is a tool. So he's not going to come in and say, I want to because of what I've done, I'm going to be president or whatever. I'm going to. So it's not that is not going to come up for him for that. That would be very difficult for him in APC. So it's in between. He can't go to ADC. Which party is going to welcome him? Even as of if the future PDP will never work with Wike. If he comes out with PDP, he will never really get anything because they have openly seen him to be the problem of PDP. Do you think they will forgive him for that? Now go to Rivers. In Rivers, the people of Rivers know what he did to them, plus their governor. So, and then in that area too, he doesn't. The only thing he's using is because of the presidential power. The moment he knows that state now, when he's going to face a lot of backlash
when they will play chess for him. He will know what is happening. They will play chess.
So he's in a dilemma now. He's neither here nor there.
He shouldn't have talked. For me, if he's a good,
but all this thing he did with the president, he's supposed not to have done it. If he had a better, a real, calculative person, he shouldn't have done that.
Should have kept my pick up because what the people will think, why Wike is no longer talking. Even Mr. President himself will be a little bit confused.
Wait, let me ask you something.
And they know where he's going.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that if Wike decamp to APC, he's going to get anything serious there? Even with this APC that with his closer with Mr. President, do you think he can get anything serious? Do you think he can come out as a presidential candidate and aspirant and get to be the candidate in APC in the future?
Even Mr. President win this election if he can win it, he cannot give Wike any other thing. Wike knows. Wike knows. He made a very big political mistake by talking. Honestly,
he shouldn't have said
anything. It's a threat.
How
can you threaten Mr. President?
But the thing, the threat was subtle.
Very subtle, but the man you are threatening knows.
But he was trying to reinstate or assert his importance.
That's why
he's trying to send a message because he's following.
What are you sending message to who?
He's following the conversations in the political space. Ever since Fubara was termed as the political leader in Rivers.
You are right.
And the person who enabled all of that was Wike himself. So you would have expected the APC or the president to say, okay, Wike, we are giving you that charge to handle things, but they gave it to the governor. In other words, Fubara has disentangled himself, or is seen to have disentangled himself from Wike. Now that he's in the APC, he doesn't necessarily need to do what Wike wants him to do.
Esther, let me tell you something. That's why I said that when a political thug is a political thug. A political calculator or strategist is a strategist.
Yeah.
You knew from the beginning. You've been governor for 8 years now. You knew in Nigeria that the moment you become governor, automatically become head of the political party in that state. Everybody knows that. Instead of you to stay with Fubara and see how you can continue to work with this guy, you decided to go against him. You think if the whole thing will not turn around? You think is some kind of a machine that you can press? It's a human being, for God's sake. He still knows that thing you did to him. He still knows it. The state you came from knows that. Some of them still knows what you did against them. So you now think that the moment you get that part, he should have known from the beginning now that automatically the moment this guy decamped to APC, and you allow yourself to be used, instead of you to have allowed Fubara to remain in PDP. If he's still in PDP, it's easier for you to have your control over him than for him to have decamped to. Now you cannot decamp to APC. Wait, so you are not decamped to APC. Fubara has decamped to APC.
And he's number one.
He has decamped. Watch very well. Fubara has decamped to APC. Wike has not decamped to APC. He's still in PDP. Now you want to hold PDP, you want to hold APC in Rivers. How is that possible?
Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, if you notice the pattern, it was deliberate. I, for one, believe that the president will deliberately not have any issues with Wike because he needs him at this very dire time. We still have the year 2026 to go, and Wike, he needs to use Wike for certain things. Now, Wike also has his ambition. Let's not forget. There are talks that the deliberate reason why Wike has not joined the APC is that he would remain in the PDP to destabilize the PDP. If you recall, the PDP members had said that when it was time for them to have a meeting, and one of the reasons Wike gave to them, if they wanted to resolve issues, was that they must not present any presidential candidate. If you also recall what Governor Seyi Makinde said, that Wike volunteered, he wasn't asked, Wike volunteered to ensure that the PDP is destabilized to enable the president to have a stronghold across the southern states, and that's what Wike delivered. There are also talks that Wike has his own presidential or vice presidential ambition. Hold on. Destabilize the PDP when 2027, if in quote Tinubu wins, Wike reorganizes the PDP, becomes a major deciding factor in the PDP, and by 2031 he positions himself for either VP or who knows.
At what age?
You can't.
Let me tell you something.
At what age? How old is the president?
The
president is almost 80 something years.
Wait. I'm not talking about it, but see, listen to me very well. Listen good. Now, I'm asking you a question, Mr. Tony Mbata. If Wike come out in APC that he wants to be president, do you think that he's going to get anything? Because there are so many big players there who have established themselves there, who have positioned themselves in that party. How is it going to go round? But because at that time, Mr. President will have finished his term.
How's what's going to go round? How's what's going to go round?
No. See, there are so many who wants to be president.
So many where?
In APC now, they want to come out
We're not talking about APC, sir.
Where does he want to come from?
Okay. Did you listen to what I said about the plan? The plan is not for him to leave the PDP. He's not leaving the PDP. So
you will now become president. You will now become presidential candidate in PDP.
What is talking?
Did you understand what I just said? Thank you very much.
Chronologically, now I want to give you some history that pertains to Wike. In Imo State, 1999, when the PDP, nobody believed that PDP would win the national election. Talk less of both Ivan and William, they were NRC or whatever, NPP or NPP. But there was a primary in PDP then. Achukwu Denma did not come the fourth. It was Rocha Sokorocha, 1999, followed by Amnumudu, followed by Greg Mbadiwe, followed by Achukwu Denma that came fourth at that particular time. Now, when the owner of the party sat down to allocate this, they said, no, we can't give, no, it was Rocha Sokorocha. They said, Rocha Sokorocha, if we give him power based on his antecedent, is going to muster everybody and command us. You not listen to the party leaders. They shift Rocha Sokorocha. Go and check this in Imo State in 1999. Then I came to Animudu. They said, no, Animudu, you cannot be there. Because, you see, a lot of people, during Van and William, people have been there, let other people go. They're knocking because Animudu had money then. They are from a wealthy family. Then Greg Mbadiwe, they remember the sins of the past. During war, something happened, which I don't want to mention on air. They remembered it against Greg Mbadiwe, and they knocked him off. They now pick Achukwu Denma, who was an NCC or MCC, this road, whatever. He was an accountant to NCC. Then they pick him. Now, why am I saying this? In politics, they looked at you, what you have done, the dirty job you have done, and who you are. Now, Wike have destroyed his political career. Yes, Wike cannot get any other thing. And Wike allowed himself because of over ambition. Ambition is good. If anybody tells you that ambition is not good, is lying. Wike destroy his party, destroy anybody that helped him. So Mr. President, at that particular time, needed Wike. For Wike to achieve what he wants, to get 25% of the River State. Now, Wike has finished that job. Wike has finished that job. Now, Wike knows that any governor is a leader of a political party in a state. He's a leader. He's a father. Now, Wike, like Ekundayo said, Wike could not calculate very well because Wike wouldn't allow Fubara to join APC. Honestly speaking, Wike should have joined APC before Fubara so that Wike would galvanize the APC members and also from PDP that
you will meet a structure of ground.
Now, secondly, remember Nigerian politics, when you are the helm of affairs, other people, both people that love you and people that do not love you, will now become your stooge. That is how Nigerian politics is.
All right.
So Wike has lost out.
I was creating a scenario that Wike's plan from the onset was not to leave the PDP. That's what I'm telling you.
Yes, Wike.
To what goal? That's the question.
Calm down, please. Let's make intelligent predictions. What I'm trying to say is this. The plan from the onset was not for Wike to leave the PDP. If Wike was going to leave the PDP, he would have left the PDP when they decided to zone the ticket to the north in 2023, when we had the G5 governors out of it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Destabilize the PDP. And if you realize what happened, did you notice the recent court order and how INEC refused to recognize the Turaki-led faction? That is the one that had expelled the Wike group. Now you would notice that until a court decides what happens, which there are fears that the court may decide the faction of Wike, we are hearing that the judiciary seems to be controlled by this top political elements. Now, if that happens, it would mean that the political party in the PDP recognized will be that's the one that Wike is part of. Now, Wike's job is to make sure that majority of the persons in the PDP are his allies or supposedly political subordinates. I don't know if you understand.
I know. I will answer you.
His idea, with what we have seen so far, like we said, anything can change tomorrow. Health reasons, trajectory, or possibly betrayal from the president himself, which a couple of people believe will not take place. The plan is, if he has a faction of the PDP to himself that he can control, set up the board members in the PDP that he can control, just like we have Jagaban doing in the APC. By 2031, he will position himself. And 2031 is the time of the North. So the agenda is VP. His intention is not to run in the APC, but his intention is to distract and destabilize the PDP, which obviously he did with using Rivers. All the members are now in the APC. In future, they can decide to defect if Wike wants them to, the political party that he wants them to be in. That's the trajectory we're seeing. However, what Wike is trying to emphasize is that the sudden loyalty of these individuals who are praising Mr. President by saying, on your mandate we stand. Why didn't it come during the electioneering period when a lot of hard work was needed and these guys were not part of it? And then all of a sudden they're showing support to the president. That's what he's saying. He's also saying that he is politically ready. He has done the work for the president. These guys now who have joined, it was because of him. The president cannot make a mistake to put him aside.
Let me tell you. You see, that's why in politics, when you are calculating, you calculate the opposite. Wike was engrossed by over-ambition to destroy his family, without knowing that the person that you are working with also has his own agenda and plan. So Wike, what you said is correct. Wike was looking, Wike begged Atiku after that convention, at that particular time, to be Atiku's vice before Atiku pick Okoya. And that was another thing that made Wike to say, okay, let us destroy it. But Wike was planning all these things, forgetting that this man you are planning has his own agenda. He has used you. And Wike, because Wike was carried away by his over-ambition. I didn't say ambition is bad. So by the time, okay, hold this, nothing remained permanent. It's only change. And if you're a good politician, you should know that this thing I'm doing, what will be the resultant effect of it? Remember what Mr. Kundaya told you about Ambode? Ambode never on earth believed that they will remove that ticket from him at the dying minute. And if any good politician should know that this thing may happen. So when you are sent to do some job, you do it with reasoning and sense. So Wike was carried away by over-ambitious, and also to make money, and also that euphoria of I'm a minister, I'm this, knowing that Nigerian politics, they will use you. If you don't take time, they will dump you.
See, what I want to say is, like I said earlier on, I said to what end? Because when you are calculating, you must have the result you want to get.
What are you referring to? What end? Are you talking of the president or Wike?
No, I'm talking about Wike. Okay. The Wike, the president. See, the president has his own hand. He has his goal he's achieving, and he has people he needs to use to get his end. You, to what end are you doing what you are doing? I'm talking about Wike. To what end? Because when you are now using people around, because the Mr. President can also be Wike's tool to get to where he wants to get to. You realize, normal. Yes. That's why you are working with him, because it's also a tool to you to get to your hand. The question is, can you get to your hand with the way that you are operating with your tools? Can you get to the end? The president is achieving his own. Are you sure that your own will get you to your goal? This is the question. That's why I said that is in a dilemma. In PDP now, even if he says he has control over PDP, he doesn't really have control. The only thing he has is that the ruling party is using their instrument to make sure that what he is doing is achieving it. If they allow judiciary to be neutral, of course, you know what will have happened long time ago. In fact, Fubara will have even be okay with where he is. But we know what judiciary has been doing. That is what is giving Wike the opportunity that is. It's not that it's calculative. It's not. And so he has a lot of flaws.
I want to bring an issue, very intelligent issue. People that studied Jagaban's politics, you know that most people under him, like the VP, his deputy governors and some of the, he has never used them. Look at the former deputy governor of Lagos State under him, Pedro, or where he wanted to contest. Three of them. He will just silently and push you out. So if you're a good and intelligent, smart guy, you should monitor the person you are working with.
So what are you saying, that the president doesn't like intelligent people?
No.
People?
When he knows he has his own people. Using you is to achieve his own
part of
aim at that particular time.
Now. You are part of
So Wike is not calculative to destroy PDP.
You think that Wike is not calculating by surrendering himself to be a weapon to destabilize his party, and also knowing very well that the president is using? You think he doesn't have that knowledge?
He don't, because Wike believes. See, I said it before when we were starting that most of these guys are not intelligent. Is that because they're opportune to be there? Most of them are dwarf. They don't have anything.
Do you think PDP will forgive him?
They are not.
Do you think
Esther, let me ask you a question.
Which PDP?
No, see, let me tell you.
PDP are you talking about?
Esther, this PDP will come back. This PDP is not dead. It will come back. The only thing that is happening is because of the federal instrument. If not for the federal instrument, all these things will not be happening. Even in Labour, all these parties will come back.
The convention, the court gave order for them to go ahead, and they come back. No.
All right, let's look at this. Seyi Makinde and former Ekiti State Governor Fayose, they are giving themselves a verbal brickbat. All right. For example, for the former Ekiti State Governor, he released documents that indicated that the Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde received 50 billion naira from the federal government under President Bola Tinubu. This is coming after Seyi Makinde made the statement he made that Wike was one who volunteered to destroy the PDP. Fayose is saying that's not the truth. Fayose is saying that the issue of the PDP started way before the whole Tinubu factor. That's what Fayose is alleging. But here he said on Sunday, I think, Sunday, following days of public exchanges between both politicians, the former Ekiti State Governor said that 4.5 billion naira was out of the total sum of 50 billion naira that the president gave to Fayose. That the president gave to Seyi Makinde. That Seyi Makinde only used 4.5 out of the 50 billion. That's what he said, and that he has the documents to prove it. That if Seyi Makinde thinks it's not true, then let him come and deny it. Okay, so let me read it out to you. He described it as official financial records. He claimed the documents clearly show the approval and release of 50 billion naira to the Oyo state government. According to Fayose, only 4.5 billion out of the sum was eventually disbursed to victims of the Ibadan explosion. Can you remember the Ibadan explosion that took place? He alleged that the remaining funds were diverted for political purposes, purposefully for Seyi Makinde's presidential ambition. Now, Fayose said he decided to release the documents to allow Nigerians judge the matter for themselves. He insisted that the records contradict Seyi Makinde's government public position on the issue. Fayose also challenged Makinde to seek legal redress if any of the victims, who were involved in that explosion, if they were duly compensated. So the question is, how does that matter relate to what Seyi Makinde exposed or divulged to us about Wike's utterance when they went to meet the president, that he would handle the PDP by showing allegiance to the president?
What's Fayose's business in the whole?
No, the correlation between the matter.
What has Fayose got to do?
Was in the PDP, as you well know. Seyi Makinde is also in the PDP.
But
he's trying to say that Seyi Makinde cannot come out and act like a saint, like he did not have anything to benefit in this whole thing.
In Yoruba, they will say, the person you slap is not complaining. Is it other person that was just on his own?
He's saying that Seyi Makinde had an ambition, and that ambition is what he has been working on. By collecting the money from the president and not using the money what it was for, he was saving it for his own presidential ambition. Now, the way Fayose is saying it is that it's like the entire Southwest are meant to show support to the president. Whether you're in a different political party, for 2027 presidential election, all the Southwest should be locked. It's like Seyi Makinde should not even dare of thinking to contest in 2027 against the president.
The question is, why are you saying it now when when Makinde is revealing some some things about Wike. Why is Fayose saying it? Why did he say it long time ago? We could have said it when that thing happened. I know this would have not been compared. You remember that the one of which was that Eastern place that was used for.
Let Mr. Tony respond to your question.
The question is this. The thing is this. There's no correlation between Ayo Fayose coming up now to say those things. But yes, what he's saying, they have believed that Mr. President is from their side, so nobody dare to challenge his re-election. But if you look at it, the adage Mr. Kundaye gave to us, even though I don't hear Yoruba, Seyi Makinde slapped Fayose, slapped him Wike based on the revelation he gave to us. Why should Ayo Fayose coming now to tell us how 50 billion naira was given?
Trying to distract us.
It's a kind of distraction from what we are looking at, and also revealing that they themselves, the Southwest people, have believed that Mr. Tinubu should come back again. So this man don't say anything. That's the way I'm looking at it. I don't know whether I have answered what.
Mr. Kundara, there are talks that with everything that happened in Rivers and Fubara eventually resolving issues with Wike, the advice came when he went to meet the president, join the APC. Is it possible that Wike never expected Fubara to join the APC, or that was the agenda from the onset?
Yes, now I believe that's the agenda from the. It is part of the plan.
Because
normally, yes, you will have to join. But that's why I'm saying that he didn't. You see, in politics, everybody is a tool to everybody.
Okay.
I help you, you help me. Whatever you are using me for, I will be able to see what I can use for my own ambition. But he didn't see he knew where he was going, but the tools around him that he is using or he didn't use, he didn't see how that tool will help him to achieve where he's going. He didn't see all the disjunctions that will come along in which that tool will become irrelevant. I'm talking about Wike because we all knew that had it been Wike is in APC, you are now making the governor to decamp to APC. You know, he's going to meet your structure on ground, and then you can swallow him up. You get it? Now you are in PDP, you have issues here that you are dragging. Yes, you don't want. You are not decamping to APC. You are doing that underground. We're working with them. Now you are now working with somebody who wants the governor of the state to decamp to that another party, and then so that he can control that person. Now you've forgotten that the moment that person decamp to that other party, your hold on him will totally reduce drastically. And that is what has happened.
And this is what is happening.
Because this, you know, one thing apart from this now, you see, one thing about that state is that all those lawmakers, the 27 lawmakers, the rest will decamp to them to make it total APC, so that they can the governor can have a total control over that house. All the local government chairman are automatically under his control. They are not under Wike anymore. Wike is losing grip on them. You know why? Because all of them are APC. Are you getting? Now the chairman of the party in Rivers State said he's going to work with the governor. You are losing your
there is fresh trouble which has emerged ahead of the 2026 Federal Capital Area Council elections as dozens of candidates of the PDP risk disqualification. Labour Party is already disqualified. Yes. They did not present any candidate. Now, because the Labour Party has been completely excluded and the recent situation within the PDP, there is a possibility that they'll be disqualified. The PDP does not really, for now, there's no recognizable faction, whether it's the Turaki faction or the Wike faction. So our next final list has been published on September 22, 2025. Labour Party had no cleared candidate. Out of the 16 registered political parties in Nigeria, the Labour Party is the only one that did not have a candidate. The FCT Area Council elections include 6 chairmanship seats and 62 councillorship positions across Abuja municipal area, Wari, Gwagwalada, Kuje, Abaji, and Kwali. While the PDP submitted a full list of 74 candidates, listen, their participation is now under serious threats due to unresolved leadership disputes within the party. The list includes candidates for 6 chairmanship seats, 6 vice chairmanship slots, and 62 councillorship positions. However, ongoing court battles. Remember that each of this team, that is the factions, are also in court to know which one is the real one to be recognized. So based on what is currently going on now, how would there be determination of any of the primaries that will be held to know which one is qualified to be recognized by INEC?
No, let me say something.
Okay.
You see, the way political. I'm not talking about APC. I'm talking about the way normal political party is run in Nigeria.
Sir, can we focus?
Yes, that's what I'm doing now. That's what I'm doing. You see, you have the federal. Each state are slightly independent of the federal in political parties. They have their slight independence. So even when you're having conflict in the federal, doesn't necessarily affect the state, because the faction is in the federal. That's what is going on. So now, when you have election in the states, as long as the states, like FCT, does not have a faction, the candidate they feel will work.
Your ideology doesn't align at all. Why I'm saying so is that INEC needs a recognized candidate. These two factions are in court. None of them has been recognized. Let's stay on point. Let's not confuse ourselves. This is basically about power struggle between the two rival factions, Mr. Lawal. One faction is led by the FCT minister, please. I really need you to understand that. And then there's another one on Tanimu Tureki, right? Who emerged as national chairman at the disputed national convention in Ibadan. Do you understand? The other faction is led by Abdurrahman Mohammed and is reportedly backed by the SCT minister. So both camps have announced suspensions against each other. Do you understand? Suspensions and expulsions against each other, and they filed multiple lawsuits. Do you understand? Over control of the party's structure. The situation has.
The state.
Listen, sir, please. Let's not confuse issues here. The situation has deepened uncertainty within the PDP's participation at the FCT polls. Anything that is going on, whether it's federal or whatever, will affect any local government election taking place. INEC is yet to recognize which of this faction. The court needs to decide which of this faction is recognized, and each faction, they presented their own candidates in the slots.
Yeah.
So if you're parading candidates from rival factions and you're not recognized by the court, you're as good to go, which could lead to disqualification. That's the issue right now. So this person's risk serious disqualification if the court is not able to decide as soon as possible. In other words, if the elections get closed and they've not been able to get any verified or legalized candidate who represents, they could be booted out.
Yeah, Esther, what you said is correct. That's why you don't pray to have problem from the national level, because it will trickle down to the state and local government. Because if we have different party chairmen from the same political party at the national head, they will have their own state chairman party members there. That's a problem. And for the fact that they're having this problem, no clear candidate will come out, and these are politically calculation made in order to sideline some political parties. And this is what politics is all about. Forget about sentiment. Every political party, even when PDP was there, they don't want any opposition, and it's for you to see that and to see how you can destabilize other political parties so that you can have an easy ride. It's part of the game, and it's for you to build your house. Yes, it's for you to build your house in order. So if you open your house, and other people will come in and they will put it in order for you. So PDP should go and do something to make sure that they harmonize themselves. If they are going to court, to make sure that court will recognize this person or that person. It's good for them. If they don't do it, they don't have candidates. But that of Labour Party, I'm still don't know what really happened. Because today you hear that INEC have recognized Nanadi Usman led this.
We never heard about.
There was a time court ruled.
No, sir, please.
Court have ruled that the tenure of Julius.
Sir, can we calm down?
Okay.
The court had actually said that the party itself is meant to resolve their issues. They should decide how they want to choose their leadership. But Abure should stop parading himself as a leader. Nanadi Usman had filed that let their own national working committee be recognized to be in charge of the Labour Party. That's has not yet taken place.
So why?
And that is why they are still having issues with Nanadi Usman having to organize a convention. They were supposed to organize a convention. So as it stands now, the Labour Party does not have any recognized chairman.
Yeah, if the court,
and this is basically one of the reasons why they were disqualified.
Sorry, sir. If the court have said, this man, stop parading yourself as a Labour Party chairman. Now, the people, the owners of the
problem
party,
is that after the court said what they said, there is nobody who is a recognized person.
Oh, but people People have gone.
Wait, who is a recognized person for them to set up a convention where leaders will be, where internal elections will be held, and then they can choose their leaders? That's the issue that caused the problem. So if Nenadu Usman wants to take up the responsibility, those factions loyal to Fubara would not allow it.
Esther, that is
Aburi.
Esther, let me tell you something. The TUC and Labour, the stakeholders of the Labour Party, they have sat down with Nenadu Usman and recognized it, and they have laid a complaint to INEC.
But INEC has not responded.
Why? That's the based on.
See, do you know why?
So if INEC is saying this, sorry sir, they are not being clear to this.
All right. Peter Obi is set to officially announce his defection to the ADC. We heard on the 31st of December 2025. We know that by 2026, political machinations and all whatnot commences full on. Wike even said it himself that 2026 is a year of politics. So they said that they disclosed, a source disclosed, but normally when the sources put these things is to say, they're saying that, the party's position might have convinced the former governor to finally decide to join the ADC. They said he needs to join as soon as possible so they know what they want to do. But whenever we make these statements, Peter Obi comes up and does the opposite. So when you say he's joining 31st comes and nothing happens, you may hear something else. Could this be that this is the ADC positioning themselves to compel him to join by putting all of this in the media?
I think maybe it could be that they are being careful, they are being cautious.
Who?
ADC. They are being cautious because they know that the moment he joins, almost all their disruptive machination will focus on that area, and then because that is the target now.
All right.
So maybe that's why they are delaying it and using this as a way of trying to, so that they will not see what is playing out. But that's why I said earlier on that we are running a normal system, because what Mr. Mba said that time is not normal. In politics, you don't disrupt other parties' system. You don't. It's against the rule. If it were in another country, they would have investigated you. You would have been jailed.
Even all this defection stuff and all that. Are
you sure?
Jailed. Are you sure?
No, yes.
Politics is brutal. It has no.
When you're talking about confession is different from a strategy you want to win the election. A strategy, when you defect from one political party, sorry sir, when you leave the political party that gave you the platform
and you won.
Your seat is vacant.
Yes.
It's because we don't have judiciary.
So
but this one I'm telling you is that if we are fighting, I will devise a means to win you.
You can't do that.
That is politics.
You can't do without following the rules.
If I cause problem, if I send some people and you people are fighting together and I have an easy ride, what concerns me?
You can't. Let me tell you something. You know what Supreme Court said?
What did they say?
Supreme Court cleared everything. Said all this wrangling in internal politics is their internal issue that needs to be resolved internally. Now, why is INEC the one now coming inside to decide who is going to pick?
If you cannot internally,
if you look at INEC's procedural and responsibilities, INEC's responsibility, if you look at whenever there are issues in political parties that they cannot resolve themselves, INEC can mediate.
No, Labour doesn't have that.
I'm not talking about Labour.
How can INEC mediate? It is only the court.
No, sir, please look at INEC's responsibility. It's actually there. That is why Amupiton tried to wade into the PDP crisis. If you recall, they called for the two factions to come together and say how they could resolve things, because these elections that was taking place in the FCT needed to be had so that INEC can know where they are going to, how they are going to do their stuff. So it's one of the responsibilities of INEC. So please let's get
in a party, they have their constitution. I don't expect the INEC to be calling them. I expect the INEC to look at the constitution. You present the constitution, because that support your own. Yes. And then they will not look at it based on the constitution that the party has, and they pick the one that goes with the constitution.
That is the mediation. That is the mediation.
No.
Sir, what we are saying is let's what we have is what we are going to talk about. Yes, what we have is that it is within INEC's responsibility as an institution to mediate in party issues, to resolve it in an amicable way, especially if it feels like there is irreconcilable differences. And INEC had to come in because of this FCT area elections. Please, let's
get something. Please, let us get something.
Okay.
I am saying that if you want to mediate, you have to mediate based on certain rules and regulations.
Thank you.
So you must have a rules and regulation. Like, okay, let's see your constitution.
The party guidelines.
You see whether this one actually did the right thing or this one did the right thing. Then based on, you now use our constitution and say, okay, when you call the two, you now say based on your constitution,
very good.
This person is the right one, but you can reconcile and solve it better. But based on constitution, you guys eventually you have to make a decision based on the constitution that people will see. Not you now say. That's what I'm saying. That when in court, when you get to court, court will tell you that you have the opportunity to go and resolve it among yourselves.
All right, Mr. Lawal, thank you so much. Let's take call 08036929943. How are you?
Hello, good evening, sir.
What's your name?
My name is Mr. Madu. My name is
Your voice is very low, please.
Okay, my name is Mr. Madu.
Your name is what?
Mr. Madi.
Mr. Madu.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. I'm Kevin Bata and the Indirect.
Good evening, sir.
I just want to correct Kevin Bata about the PDP 1999 issue about Rotas and this. It was Dr. Manuel who lead PDP then.
No, PDP. Sorry.
Please.
No. In 1999, the people that owned the PDP was Dr. Manuel the other time in New State in 1999. Go and check it. He was the person that said, how can I know that it cannot be there if you play the turn of the Eurozone? Rest of the quarter, you don't know what you are doing because that was very was APP then.
Yes.
And this player by the HL. When we are doing the politics, we are father did not do well, and we use this the current governor of 1999 saying he was accountant. So I just want to correct you that one, but I just want to tell you people that look at the issue of APC getting other people. APC is using judiciary. If judiciary is up and doing, APC is doing nothing. You understand what I mean? Because whatever PDP want to do, when a research come from PDP come and take them to court, they decide that man. You understand what I mean? Thank you, God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Good evening. This is
Wale from where, please? Can you turn down the volume of your radio, sir? Thank you.
If judiciary is up and doing, everything is doing nothing. You understand what I mean? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
You said what,
My
sir?
take this evening is on Peter Obi.
All right.
Now contemplating on joining ADC.
Hello?
This is the same man that said he's going to join ADC. That we as at November, he's just taking a stand. I think Peter Obi is not a serious
Sir, can you
politician.
put your mouth close to your phone? You're fading. Okay?
He's not a serious politician. Because he has an attitude of a leader. He can't lead anything. This is a man that can't even beat his party. A Labour Party. Is that running to ADC? To go and contest ADC? Who can he beat in ADC? Is it Atiku want to beat?
Are you afraid of Peter Obi joining ADC?
Is his choice now?
Can you define a leader for us?
Wait.
Has the government failed?
Can you define a leader?
Hold on, Mr.
Can't do
Tony.
anything. Let him go and sit down. It's not worth it. He's not want to be the president of this nation.
Why are you saying he's not watching?
You're talking with aggression.
Let him be true.
So it's not worth it. So let him go and sit down one place. He's a baby politician. So that's the mistake.
All right, thank you very much. Now, Mr. Wale is his name, right? Is that what he said his name is? Right?
I didn't hear his name very well.
All right, Mr. Wale, anybody can aspire. This is not the first time you're calling. I know you very well. You don't like Peter Obi, I understand. It's your choice. But anybody can aspire. If you have other people who have had joined one political party to the other, he's his choice now. Why would you say that he cannot lead? Why? Then everybody can aspire.
And I keep telling people that leadership and politics, they are not the same. There are so many politicians that don't even come out at all at the calculations.
Yes. Hello. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, my sister.
Welcome, sir. Please, what's your name?
Simon, calling from Abuja.
All right, Simon. Compliments of the season. Please go ahead.
Please, this is not personal.
Okay.
Saying that Peter Obi is not a good politician, is insulting. Let's not take it personal. Exactly. The last player was taking it too personal. person.
And he doesn't like Peter Obi, so that's like
exactly. I think he's quarreling. I don't understand. He's going to do all that affair. We need the good of the nation. That is where the best person for the position. If you don't take it personal, if Peter Obi does not become the president, or he becomes the president, everyone else for Nigeria will still be there.
Exactly.
So let the man not take it personal, please. Then let us give these people the credit they have.
Yeah.
These people are smart. Let's not say they are not smart. Wike is a very smart man. You understand? You guys are very smart. If they are calculating, just as you said, these guys are, he does not want to be a of Wike. It's not to join the PCO. That is not his plan. His plan is to make sure he destroys PVP for Tinubu. Then later comes back to restore PVP. Then by then he would have acquired, just as you said, he would have acquired a lot of power, a lot of control. Then maybe become vice president, from vice president become president. But personally, I wouldn't want him to achieve his aim. You understand? But I see him as a very smart man. But my personal prayer is that he does not succeed, because I really want Peter Obi to leave this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tony. You need to understand that people are free to air their opinion, but like the caller said, that was too personal. You don't just.
That was too personal.
You never see hate. You don't know anything.
I know, but this one was too.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome, sir. Please, what's your name?
Calling from Nigeria.
All right, sir. Welcome. Compliments of the season.
I wish you the best.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
I believe your guest coming back and Noah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. I like the way you call it.
Please, what I want to say is this country, the way it's moving, we all know this country have a big problem. Someone will call this station, he will take this personal. This one is up in position, is this, is that. Our master strategist bringing us. Is it how he met us? Is it how APC met us from time to time? What I want to say, please, let these people, APC should return us back to national organization. When we buy a bag of rice, 8,000 naira. When we buy 89 naira, 87 naira.
It's possible.
All these people are just here, and I look at the then I was looking at here. Because APC attack us backward. We don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to share money. Only money and they share it where the masses are suffering.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for calling. Good evening, Esther. What happened in Sokoto didn't start yesterday. Those strikes were not rushed or accidental. They were the result of careful planning that had been in the works long before now. It appears those moves created cover for deeper security coordination. You don't deploy sophisticated drones overnight or wake up one morning and suddenly know where terrorists are hiding. The level of accuracy shows months of shared intelligence, surveillance, and joint planning between Nigeria and the US. This is from Emmanuel. Good evening, Esther and the guests. The bitter truth: Tinubu is a master strategist and a very good politician worth emulating. So much love his political style, having time to plan himself, build a party across the country. I think anyone chooses to be opposition by now is trying to waste his time, money, and resources. He has won the elections already. Emmanuel. Good evening, VOP. Okay. What's going on? Okay, all this people, I don't understand what people are saying. No. My name is Mwachuku Mwabusi. I'm from Ikateso Ulere. Esther, you see Wike, the problem he's causing at the end, he wants it to be like that. He doesn't belong up or down. Okay. Hello, good evening. How are you? Please turn down the volume of your radio. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Esther.
Welcome, sir. Compliments of the season.
I wish you the same. I had someone just called in and kind of reacted.
Tell us your name, sir.
Okay, sorry, my name is Azizike. I'm calling from Izondo.
All right, sir. Welcome. Please go ahead. You said someone called in?
Someone called in and sounded the way the person sounded kind of hit me, you know.
Yeah.
The person forgot to tell us the person that is worth it. I mean, worth it to that is qualified to occupy the place of the president of this country. Hello.
Well, we can hear you, sir. We know him. He doesn't like Peter.
So
he hates him. Really.
All right. What I'm trying to say in fair is, everybody should leave Peter Obi alone. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
You are right.
No, it's not the first time.
Because if you had given me time, I would have given it to him.
No, it's Mr. Tony.
How can somebody be so insulting, so naive and stupid?
No, now, Mr. Tony, why now? Come on. You've also gotten emotional. You're supposed to have that emotional maturity more than Mr. Wale. There's a difference between the both of you. All right? It's normal. This kind of thing is normal in this political whatever. Yes, that hate is there, but let's be civil in how we express our dislike for our political preferences or political, conflicted individuals. I don't know how to put it, but Mr. Wale, calm down. I know you don't like Peter Obi, but next time when you want to point out at issues, tell us whom you consider a leader. More pointers beyond the fact that he has not joined a political party or why he's joining the ADC. What of Atiku that joined ADC? Would you say he doesn't have the ability to lead? Why didn't you target him? Why didn't you target Amici?
Joined ADC now.
So Mr. Wale, next time when you call on programs like this to express your dislike, come at it with pointers, okay? You took it so personal. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello.
Yes, good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Compliments.
My name is Akishola. I'm calling from Old.
All right, sir. Welcome.
I know.
You know that one time I told you that about he got get from there. He got me.
Sir?
He's going in there. The person is doing it. He's using and doctor. He cannot do everything to you. If he gets a piece, he cannot get mouth like he gets PDP. Because all the gara when they do, you don't pass it with you. If he tries to join APC, he don't finish politically with that. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Tony, final take.
The final take is that when you are a politician, calculate very well because your opponent or somebody using you is also calculating. Nobody is a epitome of knowledge. And in politics, anything can happen.
What about you, Mr. Lawai Kundari?
My own advice is that don't remember when you destroy somebody's pot, your own pot can be destroyed because you can't carry your pot and be destroy somebody's, so you must put your own down. While you are destroying somebody's, so somebody else will have opportunity to destroy your own too. So the best thing is for you to protect your own and leave another person's own. That is the best way to grow. Do what you want to be done to you. Do it to others.
Exactly.
So it will come back around you. Okay. Now, another thing about Nigeria is that, please, you can have your preference politically. You can have your preference religiously, tribal, whatever. But don't use it as something against, to harm somebody else. Because when you do it, that means somebody has opportunity to harm you too. So when they harm you, you don't have to complain. Look at the terrorists now. Somebody is harming them. So what they have been doing to some people, somebody else is doing it to them. And that's why we don't allow anybody to speak for them. Let them face what they have been doing to others and others have been facing. That is my own.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final edition of the Political Spotlight for the year 2025. 2026, we'll be introducing politics in the segment of some of our shows where we're going to be looking at a lot of developments within the political parties and amongst the political gladiators and the political actors. We'll be bringing in seasoned political analysts who will join us to actually dissect these issues and have a better intellectual comprehension of these issues from 2026, possibly the month of February, March. By then things would have heated up. We would have heard a lot of persons disclosing where they are and what they're going to do or what they intend to do. While we look into all of this, I would implore us to please be very careful. Don't take anything personal. Don't carry politician put for your head. Mr. Wale, calm down. Mr. Wale, calm down. You can't dislike someone like that based on the narrative pushed at you. That's the job of social media, and that's the essence of, that's the tool of propaganda. They use propaganda to instill that kind of dislike in your mind, and then you use it to express yourself like this. So calm down, okay? It's not like that. Clear your mind. Peter Obi is a human being. Please don't have that kind of hate towards anyone. Have yourself a beautiful evening, and tomorrow I'll be seeing you for the evening rush. Do have yourself an amazing day. Obviously, To Handsome is here looking red, and he's going to be going